One of the menu bar applications I've been using for the longest is called iStat Menu. And this application actually gives you a bunch of things all wrapped into one nicely made feature that can give you data about your CPU, graphics card, and RAM or network speed, but also gives you something for your battery as well as time zones and weather. Personally, I especially love the ability to know what the status is for my current system in terms of the CPU, graphics card, as well as network load. And for this, I have this setting right here to have a combined stats overview where I can look into all of these things. Like, for example, know exactly what is going on with my CPU, or down here with the graphics card, whether or not that is being utilized. And then, of course, the same thing goes for the RAM to see what application is currently actually jogging the system. This is probably something where you're like, oh, that's just for the nerds out there. And I think that is probably true, but also if you are, for example, holding a lot of remote meetings, that might actually make an impact on this if you want to upgrade your meetings a little bit with tools like OBS to actually also know, okay, how's the status of my system so that you are not completely bogging it down and are surprised if nothing is responsive anymore, for example. But there's actually two more features that I really like about this application. Those are the ability to see the battery status of multiple devices. In my case, for example, you see I have my Magic Trackpad and my keyboard, and both of those battery statuses are actually displayed here in the menu bar with these little batteries. Right next to that, you actually have the internal battery, and that's really cool because it actually gives me an estimate of how much time it will take for the battery to fully charge, as well as how much time I have left before the laptop is going to shut itself down. All of that is visible right here at a glance. And if you want to, you can still drive into the graphs right here so you can see what type of usage you had out of your device. They also implemented a way to have your calendar as well as multiple time zones right there in the menu bar, accessible at all times. To be honest, the calendar feature itself is not that interesting for me. I use Fantastical for that, and I have that calendar right here next to that. However, what I really love about this is the ability to have all kinds of time zones, as you can see them here at the top. My local time zone, as well as Central European time, LAX, New York City, Dubai, and Bali. And you can also have a whole list of time zones down here, and you have all kinds of somewhat helpful, but sometimes actually quite interesting information about when is the sun's gonna rise and all of those things in different places around the world. For me, this is one of those utility applications that I want to have on my Mac, and it's probably installed within the first 10 minutes of getting a new computer. It is really helpful to have all of that information right there at a glance in the menu bar. Now, I hope this was helpful or interesting, and I will see you in another video.